Okay, hey there, I'm James. I just wanted to share a wonderful pose, a very deep supported back bend. Do it all the time. It's a wonderful way to end the day. You know, it's a great heart opener, lung opener, chest opener. And I'd say props wise, what we're going to do is a couple of blocks. I'm sitting on one right now. I have this yoga chair, which is a great prop to have because it doesn't have the back of a chair, so you can actually pass your body through that. But not everyone's going to have that, and it doesn't matter. You can use, a dining room chair, probably something without arms, maybe, but dining room chair or like a couch, even. You could kind of play with it. Maybe even the coffee table if it's the right size, and a couple of blankets, which will be very, very helpful for comfort. So let's just start now. Assuming you've done some yoga practice already, we wouldn't want to just jump into this thing cold. So I'd say maybe after you've done, your opening and some sun salutations, and you want to do a back bend practice, this is something you can kind of tack on to the end of a practice you've already done. So let's start with just opening the side body if you haven't done that already. So we're just going to do a couple side bends. We want to lengthen the sides. So I'm going to have this hip stay really firmly anchored and come up and over with the arm. And I could bend my left elbow to make it deeper and really connecting that right hip in this case because it's my right arm up, right hip down, right arm reaches right through that middle finger nail. Maybe feel that fingernail reaching far, 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 far. And just breathing here, maybe taking your gaze to the floor with the heart opening back bend, the sort of keeping your drishti downward, your gaze downward will help soothe the nervous system in preparation. Okay, up and over to the other side, or feel free to just sort of cycle back and forth if you like a more kinetic practice, just cycling from side to side to side. And really, again, just opening the side body, the ribs from the hip through the shoulder. Just get a nice kind of loosening of that musculature. You can bend the elbow, come more deeply into it. All right, so up and out of that. How about even a twist? Again, lift the heart, lift the spine, twist, twist, twist. Again, just kind of softening and releasing all the muscles, the ribs, the abdomen, the upper back, the mid back. Twist to the other side. If you did one side, got to do the other. Now, the other thing we're going to want for this pose are fairly open quadriceps and hip flexors, which can be asking a lot. So for that, do a pretty classic couple poses here. I'm going to take some blocks to the top of the mat. Nice tall blocks for starters. And I'm going to pad my knee because I'm going to be on my knees here for a little while. And I don't need to suffer needlessly. So here we are. So I'm going to take my right foot forward, left foot back, and just be tall here for a second. And when you're ready, take your hands to your block. And again, pretty classic quad stretch here. We're going to bring that back heel up. I'm going to take this left hand, that's my left foot. So same side hand, same side arm, just comes back around, takes hold of that foot, maybe on the side, maybe on the toes, and just pull heel towards hip. And like focus on that, right? Heel towards hip. If you're way like this, there's no, the lunge isn't going to get you a whole lot. So we want to get that hip heel pretty darn close. And if that's feeling easy and available to you, then maybe you start to lunge forward more. And you get some shoulder opening here as well. Big stretch on the quads. Hold for a bit and release when you're ready. Switch to the other side, making sure we're somewhat equal. So here we go. Other foot up, other hand reaches back. And again, just a quad stretch. Open the hip flexors. And again, drishti gaze, just somewhere steady and only lunging more deeply forward if it feels right for you and available. And it can be a pretty intense quad stretch, as I'm sure you know. Okay, the other option, or after you've done that, you might want to switch it up and go to the monkey twist. I will set that up here. So this time, for the, I would normally switch to the other side, go back and forth in that pattern, but I want to face the camera. So I'm going to keep my right foot back, my left foot forward. Right hand is going to find a block almost surely, unless you've done this a bunch. Pick up the right foot, This time the left hand reaches really tall, open that shoulder, open the side body, come back around, take hold of the outer edge of the foot. Okay, so it's a twist. Now my left hand is grabbing my right foot. Same. Pull that in. This time you could take your gaze up towards the ceiling if you like. Other option, if it's available to you, is you can take your hand to the floor, come into the pose, and lunge pretty deeply. Okay, so that's a monkey twist. You might have well done that before. Come on out. I'm just going to do my other side for sake of good practice. So here I am, left foot back, right arm reaches up. Takes hold of left foot. I'm just going to take my hand to the floor for starters here. And in we go. Lots of back adjustments happening there. Long spine, always twist around a long spine. Maybe take your eyes to the ceiling. Pull that heel in. Stretch the quads. Okay, so there you go. A couple ideas for quad stretches, getting us ready for the next step. I'm going to go ahead and set my chair up now. Chair on the mat so it doesn't scoot. If you're using something else, you could, if it's a couch, it's probably not going to budge. But, make sure you use something that's not going to slide out from under you. So brace your support somehow. I'm going to put the blanket on the chair. Again, no needless suffering, right? Or shoulder blades are going to land right on the top lip of the chair. And there'll be, significant pressure there. So pat it. Don't punish yourself. Take a block or some sort of support, could be a pillow right here. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a block to sit on. And I'm going to sit in Virasana, right, which is this one. Shins run along the thigh. Heel is just outside the hip, right? There's a tiny space there. Both sides are back. Knees together, more or less, knees together. Okay, now you can be here. If you need more height, you could choose to take a blanket and just pad between your calves and hips right over the block. And that'll give you a little more lift depending on your chair, depending on your body size, your torso length, all of that. So if I go back like that, it feels a little high for me. So I'm going to see, how's this one? Okay. Well, I like the height, so I'm going to put the height back in. Always feeling my way through these things, right? And so I lean back and just kind of catch the shoulder blades right on the front edge of the seat of the chair. Make sure your hips are okay, your feet are okay. Take hold of your head and gently lower yourself back till your head comes to that block or pillow or support. Right now, this feels a little low for me, so I'm going to take the block to the taller setting and resting somewhere like that. Okay, so we're getting there. We're almost there. This might be great for you. Maybe just like this, boom, you're done. But the next step would be take the arms up, take hold of the back of your chair. And this is where the type of chair you use starts to make a bigger difference. But you could maybe have to take hold of the right sides if there's no top or the top is like way up here or something. You could take hold of the sides of the chair. Ideally, if you have a folding chair like this, you could just do this. Okay, and elbows are just about shoulder width apart, and there's like a little settling downward. Just kind of soften into the pose. And then as you get there, you start to move into it. Maybe the head comes down deeper. If that's, if you want a little more, I don't know, not sizzle, but more sensation here, maybe the head comes really low, and you just take the hands to the seat of the chair instead of the rails at the back, and go for a pretty deep back bend here. And just stay put. Once you're there, stay put. Give it a minute, maybe two. Breathing steadily. Now with back bends, right, they're kind of not exactly an instinctually safe move, right? Because so much of our throat, heart, belly is exposed, right? And for back, 100,000 years, this is very much not a pose you would take in a world full of predators. So it can sort of trigger some stuff, right? And if you start to feel like panicky or nervous, then that's your cue that it's time to wrap it up. Don't push past it. Just go next time, and then go next time, and then go again. Over time, you develop that skill and, you know, deepen the pose. So when you're ready to come out, hands come free and they interlace head, right, behind head, elbows wide. We do not fling ourselves up just with our core and neck, right? So we lift, lift, lift the head with the hands. Use those strong shoulders and chest muscles. Bring your chin towards your chest. And then take your hands to the floor and start to press up again, using your arms. Don't just fling yourself upright, even though you can, even though it may not seem like a big deal. Not a good practice. Use your arms. Press up to seated. And then just feel the effects, the residue of the pose. And after you've sat for a while, you could choose to do like child's pose, do a nice little forward fold if you want to, counter pose, right? Bend the back the other way. But for this video, I'll sign off now. Thank you for being here and watching. And let me know any questions, comments, anything. Love to hear from you. Thanks.